Our homes with over 70 million dogs. Wolves have not fared as well. It is estimated that their population has dwindled from millions at the end of the Ice Age to only 200,000 worldwide today. It's from the genetic palette of the wolf we humans have created dogs to be our partners and companions. We selected the best noses, eyes, muscles, and heart, mixing and matching till we had created over 400 breeds of dogs. From those first proto-dogs, our ancestors could never have imagined it would have led to dogs that fit in a teacup or take up a bed. But what's really surprising is that most of the breeds that we're all familiar with are little more than a century old. Dr. Robert Wayne has studied the genetic background of all dog groups.
The selective breeding that was very controlled, very strict, really became much more popular during the Victorian era. Standards were erected. Your breed could only look like this, and you bred to that standard. And you didn't outcross with other breeds. And those processes, I think, lead to closed gene pools.
And along the way, breeding for fashionable traits has created unforeseen consequences. Many dog breeds have developed significant health problems. Over 500 genetic defects have been cataloged in purebred dogs, and more continue to come to light, threatening the health of entire breed populations. Veterinarian Dr. Meredith Kennedy regularly treats dogs with inherited health problems.
The bulldog basically is a genetic mutation, and the two genetic mutations that we see in the bulldog, chondrodystrophy, which means dwarfism, and that's where you get kind of the bow-legged stance, you get that short back, you get the little corkscrew tail, and they are also brachycephalic. Brachycephalic means short face. So basically this is actually an abnormal dog. These are genetic mutations that people find desirable, and then you start breeding for those things, exaggerating those particular characteristics. You end up with a dog that cannot walk properly. They're at greater risk of death by asphyxiation from just normal things like going for a walk in slightly warm weather, and they need surgery just in order to be able to breathe like a normal dog, and this really hurts the dogs.
In the 1970s, breeders and veterinarians began to address these problems by crossbreeding several types of dogs that possess qualities that people liked in the English Bulldog. The result? The Old English Bulldog. Blend of the English Bulldog, the Mastiff, the American Bull Terrier, and the American Bulldog.
The Old English Bulldog is an effort to create a healthier bulldog. You have a short-faced dog, but it's not quite as short-faced. There's a little bit more breathing room in the nasal passages, and these dogs don't tend to have the problem with the upper airway obstructive syndrome, the brachycephalic airway syndrome that we see with the very extreme English Bulldogs.
An example of how breeders combat inherited health problems is happening here at the Palm Springs Dog Show. These are Samoyeds. Kathy De La Garza is judging them to their official breed standard for gait, appearance, temperament, and health.
These are the potential mothers of many important litters. They're champions. It's important that they get bred to the right dogs with the right health checks, and that's how we do things.
Like many large breeds, these dogs carry genes that can cause joint deformities.
These are what we call braille dogs. You have to feel everything because these dogs are a tool. They're our beloved companions, but they were bred for a job and they should be able to do it even though we don't ask them to. Everything is functionality, not just beauty on these dogs.
This is a high-stakes competition. The winning dog will be highly sought after for breeding the next generation of Samoyed champions. Puppies with a championship pedigree can go for as much as $2,000 to $3,000. But responsible breeders also want to ensure that no potentially harmful traits are passed on to the next generation.
Okay, you're my best of breed. You're my best of winners. You're my best of opposite. You're an award of merit. You're an award of merit. And you're an award of merit.
Chase has won enough points to finish his championship. But now he must face another judge. His owner, Ken Granacki, takes him to a mobile vet clinic to be examined for congenital defects.
Okay, we got it. Are we doing elbows? Yes. His hips look good, by the way. Tell me when. We're looking at the right elbow right now. We're looking for elbow dysplasia. It's a digital image of his left elbow, and we're able to manipulate that to determine whether or not he has it, which in this particular case he does not. He's got very good elbow conformation. In the case of the hip joint, we're evaluating this area right here. This bone right here. That's the ball and socket joint of the hip. And in the case of hip dysplasia, that's an underdeveloped area, and the ball doesn't fit well in the socket. And in that case, instead of a ball moving like this as it should, you get movement like this. And in those cases, you'll get abnormal tugging of the soft tissues, which will put strains on the tissues and cause arthritis. It's what we're trying to breed against. It's the reason everybody comes in and gets these x-rays. There's a very high incidence of hip dysplasia in most dogs, in particular large breed dogs, and these hips are going to come back as a good.
That's the good news. That's what as a breeder, that's what we look for.
Chase has aced this exam, and Ken will be given a certificate to verify that this champion has been joints, that he can pass on to all the little Chases to come. Scientists believe that during the domestication process, dogs were selected for their unique ability to communicate with humans. But they understand far more of our language than we do of theirs. One essential talent that dogs have that seems to owe little to their wolf ancestry is their willingness to look us in the eye.
One of the things that's unique about dogs is that they'll look you in the eyes. They'll gaze at you the way humans gaze at us. This is something a lot of other animals don't do.
Wolves avert their eyes from directly gazing into ours, and they show little interest in what we look at or where we point. Even our closest relatives, the chimpanzees, show little interest in our point of view. But dogs soon discovered that looking deep into our eyes would give them the key to our thoughts, and maybe even our soul. It certainly provided a reliable way to communicate and bond with us. Those deep, longing looks also release brain chemicals that deepen our bond to each other and make us throw that ball just one more time, again and again. But beyond our dog's ability to understand us, we bring actual measurable joy to one another.
I think the human-dog bond is particularly profound. There's a lot of research that shows that just by petting a dog, our cortisol, stress hormone levels go down, blood pressure levels go down. In many cases, dogs get the same effect. They also get a therapeutic effect from being petted by humans.
It's these connections between us, looks, petting, and close physical contact, that release the hormone oxytocin in both of us. It's the same hormone that forms the powerful bond between mothers and their infants in all mammals. It turns out oxytocin has a powerful anti-stress effect on both of our species, making us calmer and more receptive to the nonverbal messages that pass between us. This hormone connection gave our dogs a welcomed place at our ancestors' campfires, and later in millions of our homes across the planet. But not every dog is feeling the love. Humans have become the dog's environmental niche. So what happens when we turn our backs on dogs? In St. Louis alone, over 40,000 dogs live on the street. Many have recently been abandoned, and others have lived their entire lives there.
Here you go. That's a good girl. Here we go. What a good girl. Now take the leap of faith. I want you to eat this out of my hand, okay? That was a very good girl.
Randy Grimm runs Stray Rescue of St. Louis, a nonprofit organization dedicated to saving the lives of stray and feral dogs.
In there, okay? Yeah. Man created this entire
problem. And I just feel it's up to all of us to do something about it. And that's kind of what I do, is rescue, work with them, and try to reintroduce them into the human pack.
With his limited resources, he supports those he can and tries to rescue those that are sick. For over 20 years, Randy has fed and tried to socialize these abandoned dogs. He rescues 2,000 dogs a year. His dream is to eventually be able to rescue all of the dogs and find loving homes for them.
Yes, you're like the hell with the dog food. Give me the good stuff.
Every day, he has heartbreaking choices to make.
The guy in the very back, his eyes are going soulless on me. He's not himself. He would be here with everybody else. I could pet him on any given day. And he's staying back. He's not with the rest of the group. He's sick. You got to triage everyone. And, you know, if you look good like him, I have to leave you behind. You know, say a little prayer, and then tomorrow morning, hopefully we can get him and get him to a vet. We're gonna get you tomorrow. So you just hang in there.
Because he can't get every dog, like Red off the street, Randy supports them as best he can.
The hard part for me to understand is that we bred the instinct out to hunt. They can still chase a bird, they can still chase an animal, but they don't eat it. They still need me to bring dog food. Come on, guys. I've been wondering where you've been. Let me see what you look like. Oh, honey, somebody beat you up. Yeah, somebody beat you up.
However, when a dog becomes very ill or badly injured, he will take them to a vet.
This is the hot dog through the loop trick. Yeah, get your hot dog. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Good boy. Trust me, you're much better off. Good boy.
Randy's organization spends over $1 million a year on vet bills, saving lives and rehabilitating these dogs so they can be put up for adoption.
Here's Echo. This is a friend of ours. I mean, that dog is our buddy.
True to his word, the next morning, Randy's priority is to see how Red is.
If he died, I'll never forgive myself. What, is he dead? It's my fault.
No, it's...
I'm sorry, I should have got you yesterday. Let's make it a priority. I'm getting these 3 guys out of here. Okay?
Yep.
I don't care if you don't have space. I don't care. You guys are being rescued this week. It's over. I'm never coming here again. Come here, sweetheart. Here's my baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry your buddy's gone. I'm gonna get you out. I know. I'll get you guys out of here. I promise, okay?
The following day, Randy makes good on his promise.
Believe it or not, these guys turn around to become wonderful house pets. People think I work miracles, but it's called love. Okay? All right, bud. Gotta get you guys out of here. Let's go. I'm so glad this is over.
Although he's worked alone for many years, Randy now has a staff of 7, 300 volunteers, and 200 foster homes in and around St. Louis. Randy will soon be moving his rescue operation into a state-of-the-art facility that combines a veterinary clinic, a no-kill shelter, and an adoption center.
This whole building means nothing to me but the word hope. Man created,